Hey, welcome to the United We Scan podcast. Just a quick disclaimer here that any of the views and opinions expressed by the individuals are not that of the USPS or the NRLCA. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and if you are in need of any assistance, please contact your designated union representative. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 138. Tonight, as we mentioned last week, we're going to cover holidays and the Christmas OT period, which is coming up pretty quickly here. How was your week, Josh?
Oh, my week was just lovely. Still in truck roulette, except this time we moved into the S&D today, and they let us do a tour Thursday evening to come and look and see how the facility's laid out and where our cases are and everything. And I noticed that one of my labels is messed up and partly peeled off. So the DSS guy, who I'm friends with, I told him he had 36 hours, which would have been Saturday morning, to fix it, and he got it fixed. And then I didn't until I started casing yesterday morning that on one of my shelves they're missing one address because I don't know if they overlap the stickers or what. And then on the next rotation down, I'm missing a whole strip of addresses. And I said something to him. I'm like, missing. So he was going to order. He says, you know what? I'm just ordering a whole new set. So I adjusted the spacing on some of my addresses that I know that they get lots of mail to instead of 1 to 2 inch slots, since I have a lot of extra space now since they gave me an extra half wing. And he's just getting whole new labels for the whole case, which will be a beautiful thing. Meow, how was your week?
My week was okay. Today I've just been dealing with a sick kiddo, so that hasn't been too fun. But yeah, he's doing better though. It's not too bad, but no bad case labels. But I think I just ordered a set of labels for my case. I usually try and like once a month find a section that's real bad, or I know that like all the names have changed and switch them out. But trying to think of what happened this week. Oh, it was we had the holiday. We had like 2 Mondays.
Uh-huh.
And I was real optimistic that Wednesday wasn't going to be that bad, and then Wednesday kicked my ass. Like it's like this was worse than Monday. But my mail volume's up from this time last year. I have my radar report from last year, so I can see that. But parcels are kind of on the lighter side still. But from what I was told, my relief days is Friday, but apparently Friday there was like no mail. So I'm a little jelly that I got to miss that out or out on that, because yesterday I got kicked again with a bunch of bundles and a full coverage in the DPS. And yeah, not to the mail gods have not been they're kind to me in the volume aspect that it'll help my route go back up to 46K hopefully. But my arms and my legs hurt. And then at the end of my route yesterday, I bumped the knob for my heater and air conditioning knob in my mattress, and it just went poop and popped off, and I like was very upset for that. Not crying upset, but I'm like, please, I hope they can get it fixed really quick. The knob didn't break fully, but and I saved it, so usually the VMF guy, I'm hoping maybe he can just pop it back on and it'll be okay instead of it having to go to the dealership or something. So we shall
Did,
see. But
did you remember to put that finger on ice?
my finger on ice. Oh, the knob.
The
Yeah,
knob.
yeah. It's sitting right there next to it in the little cubby, along with the protective shield that went over it that fell off over the summer because it was too hot and it melted off and popped off. So hopefully he can get me a new one. I wrote it up when I got back, so we'll see tomorrow if he can fix it for me. But how was your week, Kristen?
Oh, Monday sucked. Monday was DPS hell and a half. And then Wednesday Well, we know Wednesday was mail wise was pretty average. I was kind of surprised. Parcels, yeah, it was like a Monday level. I had like 50 more than I actually had on Monday, but DPS wise. And then I worked yesterday, my K day, and that was Flatmageddon. Walk in and went, well, so much for an easy Saturday. So it was the lightest DPS I'd had all week with 2 trays. And then
No,
I
I'm jealous.
found out one of my streets, they're changing the name of the street, which I had no clue about till the postmaster left me a note. So I was talking to her about it because I guess customers were calling her about it. And it's like, I gotta have the proper documentation before it can get changed, in our system. And I guess it's been an ongoing battle, but, the street signs even changed. So at least the house numbers aren't changing, just the road name. So this will be interesting when it does actually occur. But other than
Oh
that,
no.
yeah, I don't know why. I guess it was. I mean, there's only one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 residences on this road, anyways, and something. The road across the main street, just a little side road, and but it's kind of kicked to the side, but it's got the same name as the road across the street, so it's not directly. My town was weird when naming roads and stuff. Let me tell you on how they did it. I mean, you've got 3 routes that have a road with the same name on it, yet they're in completely different parts of the town. So, yeah, don't ask. Um, eh, Clerks still don't understand it half the time, and so this will be even more
Did
fun
the
with, huh?
did the county change it?
No. Well, postmaster's waiting on the county to get back to her so she can submit the changes into AMS.
Mm,
And I
yeah.
guess the customers and stuff have already been calling her about it, and I was like, this is the first time even hearing about it. And she's like, yeah, I guess they changed the road sign and everything already. I'm like, the street name sign? She's like, yeah. So next day, I kind of
Oh my
looked up
gosh.
and went, oh yeah, it is changed. Okay.
Bloop. I had
Yeah.
one time on my old route. They were like a county road name, and then they changed it to something else, and then midway through they went, no, we're going to change it again to this other, because the road like did like an L, and the L, like the part that went east west, they wanted that to be another name.
Oh
So
yeah.
those
Yeah.
people had to submit it, and they had like 3 addresses, and then each of the customers had to put in forwards
Mm-hmm.
from the old address.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Well, I
And it'll be
mean,
like that for years. You're gonna get random mail for that,
yeah. I
like
know.
that for years.
I mean, that's gonna confuse any subs, that aren't familiar with my route, or it's just kind of cracks me up because I guess initially what we're gonna do, she told me when she has new labels printed when it's officially changed, she's gonna have both road names up there. I'm like, okay,
Good.
like
Yeah.
whatever works.
It'll be
Well,
like in parentheses. It'll have the old
yeah.
address.
Well, that's like a while back ago, long before my time in this office, they changed street numbers for a part of my route. So some of them that used to be like 384, 399 are now 899, 884,
Hmm.
221's now 721, 213's now 701, 209 is now 705, and 201 is 7, or 209 is now 701. So that was like a permanent forward that was entered into the system. So I still get, I mean, this is years later, I'm still getting, something will hit it just right to where the old number and it'll pop up and you still see the forward spray on there. And
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Oh yeah. So this is going to be another instance of that probably happening.
Yep. Gotta love being a rule carrier.
Well, and this is all part of my quote unquote in town stuff. So I guess the reasonings for
Huh.
the residents wanting to change the street name because it was confusing people because of the other side, and it's not like a direct intersection. So from the other side of the street, I'm thinking, oh, that would probably be FedEx or Amazon that can't
Yeah.
deliver right. So we're going from Weir Road to Hilldale Lane. That will be interesting. But like I said, my town's really weird with the way it has. We have one section on another route that it's like one big. I wouldn't even call it a square, but it's like a funky circle where you kind of go around the whole thing, and each side
Uh-huh.
of it. So when you pull it, so when you turn in down the side street off the main road, and you get to this road now that goes all the way around, and you turn left. So instinctively, normally you would turn right, but no, you got to turn left. And that road has one name, and then when it curves around, it has another name, and then when it curves around on the backside again, it's yet another name, and yet a fourth name when it curves back around on the other side.
Of course.
Or you've got the ones that have the road will be facing east west. So when you turn down that road, the road numbers are one, but it may curve around to now where it's going north and south. So now it's got a whole different set of numbers. So you're going from 7,000s to 2,000s and then back to 7,000s again when it curves back around. Yeah, it's
A mess, yeah.
it is. It really, really is in some ways. I don't know. The counties around here are messed up. We've got our POV route. Within the last couple of years, they had cleared a bunch of land and put a road in, and I don't even know if the road name was up for a while, but now they're like 6-acre lots or whatever, and it's a totally different county than what our office is in and everything else. But a mailbox just popped up right near the entrance to the road, and it had the main road number on it. And Carrier actually went and talked to the people the other day. Yeah, that county has absolutely no clue what they're doing either, because they're like next to the last lot, all the way to the back down this what is now called Marlin Trail. Yet the county told them their address was on F30, something stupid like that. So,
Oh no.
oh my god, yeah. So now these poor young people that just relocated from out of state up here are don't know what the hell's going on, And he's like, yeah, just go up there and tell them this, and if they're that idiots, just tell them they're idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Like, come on.
Oh, I
Come on,
mean,
guys.
it gets worse. I
Counties get
mean,
together.
they've got one address on one road that, all the numbers are going down as you go up the road, but then you've got one and then it jumps back up. So you go like, it's like 4169 on one, or no, 40, let's see, 4100. So it's like 4079 or something on the one side going up. And then the next house that's on the same side of the road is 4027, but the one in between that's on the opposite side of the road is 4180. And
I wish that the county assessors, when people are building, would communicate with like postal workers and EMS, like emergency response, so
yeah.
that it's great and like it's just, oh, okay, this makes sense.
Oh,
But
one route I used to do as an RCA was the corner lot of a cul-de-sac. So originally they gave the main street address and then changed it to the cul-de-sac address, an address for the cul-de-sac, which are two completely different number sequences.
Yep.
And this was, at this point, is 20, 30 years ago. And they'll still get mail with an address for the main road. And if you didn't know it, and the regular did have it notated that was, that address was either or. But if you didn't know, you would just think it was a no such number.
Oh yeah,
wow.
it's weird. Yeah, you would think that they would all, and then to say in this county and the township they're in, trust me, are real idiots to work with as well. They've been known to tell customers where to put their mailboxes. Yeah, they told this guy where to put his mailbox, and of course, mail carrier's like, no, you need to move it. Because number one, they're going to start
Yeah.
bringing in modular homes, and that sucker's going to get taken out where it's located right now. Because I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
It'll get taken out. He goes, no. He goes, they don't tell you where it goes. We do.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, these poor kids. Oh boy.
But
Yeah. He ended up giving him his phone number. If you got any problems with them, get a hold of me. I'll take care of it.
but do you have the intersection of Queen City Boulevard and Queen City Boulevard,
No, I
like an
can't say that
actual
I do.
cross intersection?
Can't say that I do
Yeah,
there.
in in town somewhere, and that might not be the exact street name,
Hmm.
but in town there's a couple of cross streets that both the north, south, and east, west have the same street name.
Lovely. So great. So, all right. So tonight we're talking about the Christmas overtime period and holiday working rules. So let's get into that. Let me pull up the holiday language for it. So a lot of the information that we're going over again, it's in the contract, the sacred text, um, but
The Holy
so
Scrolls.
Article 11, the old scrolls, yeah. Hey, they're new scrolls now. They're new scrolls. We got new text. But Article 11 of the contract is all about holidays. And if, the government decides that there is other designated holidays, the contract still is it supersedes everything. Most recently, I know Juneteenth became a national holiday, and it was ended, and then eventually there was like postal guidance, and then it was worked into the next contract that we had. So, Section 1 is holidays observed. So we have 11 paid holidays each year if you're a regular carrier, and holidays observed, and New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, President's Day, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, National Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. And then Section 2, payment. A regular rural carrier whose regular scheduled workday falls on a holiday will not be required to work and will be paid at the daily rate for that day. When a holiday falls on a Sunday, the following Monday shall be observed as the holiday, which I don't think we've had one for a few years. It's been a bit.
What's that?
Like a
Sunday.
holiday fell on a Sunday.
Uh,
Yeah, it's been,
Christmas of 23, I think. I'd have to go back and look at the calendar.
yeah, it's been a little bit. When a holiday, so section B of this, section 2 dot B, when a holiday falls on the relief day of an evaluated carrier, the carrier shall be granted the preceding workday as a designated holiday. When the primary, and I'm going to just finish reading this before we kind of go more in depth. When the primary leave replacement is unavailable on the carrier's designated holiday, and other leave replacements are unavailable in accordance with Article 30.2.d, the regular carrier may be scheduled to work on the designated holiday. For the purposes of this section, a leave replacement is considered unavailable when he or she is assigned to work on any regular or auxiliary route. A regular rural carrier required to work on a designated holiday shall receive the daily rate of pay for such day in addition to holiday leave pay to which the employee is entitled. If a regular rural carrier is required to work on the designated Christmas holiday, and I'm going to repeat that, if a regular rural carrier is required to work on the designated Christmas holiday, such carrier shall receive 1.5 times the daily rate of pay in addition to the holiday leave pay. And then Section C of that, effective beginning with the 2023 President's Day holiday. So I'm surprised they didn't just omit that when they updated this new contract, but that's fine. Regular rural carriers who work their holiday at their option may elect to have their annual leave balance credited with 1 day of annual leave or receive the holiday pay to which the carrier is entitled above. D. Regular carriers shall not perform auxiliary assistance on any designated holiday or actual holiday. E. A leave replacement may be utilized to perform duties on a holiday and will be paid actual hours worked. F. Deferred holiday leave credited in accordance with Section 2C above will be subject to all applicable rules for requesting and scheduling annual leave and shall be combined with annual leave and counted as annual leave for the purposes of annual leave carryover. So, and do you want me to, I'll just read this end bit too before I go into depth. So Section 3, part-time flexible role carriers and substitute carriers. So I have a lot of people who ask me like, oh, do the RCAs or the PTFs get holiday leave like the regulars do? And the answer is no, in accordance with what I just read. But this next section it just pertains to the PTFs. The holiday pay for a part-time flexible role carrier or substitute role carrier is included in the daily rate. For a part-time flexible role carrier or substitute serving a 6-day route, the daily rate of the route is determined by dividing the annual salary by 301. For serving a J route, the daily rate is determined by dividing the annual salary by 275. For serving a K route, the daily rate is determined by dividing the annual salary by 249. For a part-time flexible role carrier or substitute who is compensated on an hourly basis, the hourly rate is determined by dividing the annual salary by 1,992. So the holiday pay per se is calculated into the PTF's hourly rate. So let's back up here now a little bit more here. So a couple of these holidays that we have, like Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day,
Veterans
and
Day.
Columbus Day. So Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day are all Monday holidays, unless it changes. New Year's Day, what else is it? Juneteenth, Independence Day,
Veterans Day,
and
Christmas, Thanksgiving.
are arbitrary to the year. And Thanksgiving is usually what, the last Thursday of November?
Well, they are to the date. Thanksgiving
they're
is the
to-
fourth to the date that they occur. Thanksgiving is the fourth Thursday of November, which usually is the last one,
Okay.
but not always.
So a lot of the time, because we have 5 Monday holidays, the Monday people would get the day before, which would be
Saturday,
the working Saturday. And what would happen if, or let's say like it was Saturday, you get the day off before the holiday. Now, when management scheduling, typically it's cheaper for them to pay just to work the holiday people because there's really no like entitlement to overtime. And like what I read, the regulars who work on their designated holiday will be paid just their daily rate of pay and their holiday pay, unless they choose to do that DACA. It's DACA V for working your holiday, or DACA G for working your holiday and wanting to be credited with another day of annual leave. Some people mix up working on their holiday thinking that you're getting time and a half, like the DACA 5, and the only holiday that you technically will get that, in a sense, even though it's not necessarily called that, is Christmas. So if you worked like your designated Christmas, you're getting the time and a half. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the gist of it is if the holiday falls on your relief day does not change. I think that's what confuses everybody. Your relief day is still Veterans Day, Tuesday. You have a relief day on Tuesday, so technically you should have Monday off as your holiday. That's not going to be your relief day. Your relief day is still Tuesday, even though it's a paid holiday.
Yes. If you are somebody who has the Friday, Saturday rotating relief day, then you would get the Thursday, and like let's say a holiday fell on either Friday or the Saturday, then you would get the Thursday off before it.
If
So it's
it's your
always the one
weekend.
if it's the week that it fell to you.
Yes.
A lot of people also mix up, well, I have a sub. Why am I getting mandated to work my holiday? And the language that I just read, basically, if management needs to they're going to work the holiday people before. If they don't have enough subs, typically they're going to work the holiday people before. And then it would end up after that, which, because this happens all the time too, then they'll end up working probably the relief day work list and then mandate. And if they're mandating people to work their designated holiday, it's by juniority. And I don't think I don't know if there's volunteers, but in that regard, trying to think on that one.
Well,
I just
they
walked
could
myself into the
request
corner there.
they can request a volunteer before they mandate.
Yeah, but they're still
That's
going to
right.
mandate
Just
by
like
juniority.
right. You know, just like they could bring in someone off the relief day work list, but it's cheaper to have the holiday person working their
Yes.
designated holiday than to bring someone in, even if they're not on the list.
Yeah.
And getting
So I know
a code 3 the next day.
yeah, and I know there's a lot of people that get the only way for them to not mandate you would be that you would have leave in conjunction with your relief day, and then you could get bypassed. But you have to have the leave in conjunction and have it be approved and all that jazz. And I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, there's a lot of people too that mix up to add another layer to this. There's the MOU that allows regulars to work on Sundays. That MOU is specific only to Sunday. It does not include the holiday Amazon that or the working like the subs that are working. It there's nothing that they had a separate MOU during COVID that was specific to utilizing regulars on holidays. So I just wanted to
If I
clarify
remember, that
that.
was only 2 of the holidays they did that.
Yeah. So that MOU is specific to Sundays only and during the rest of the delivery week, not holidays. Article 11 here still supersedes working on
What's your
holidays.
this comment here? How about current leave? Monday K Day, holiday becomes Saturday. So if you take off Friday, I'd have to see if there's any actual language, but I don't think there's any language protecting you from your designated holiday versus your relief day by
I
taking
think that
leave
it
in
would.
concurrence.
I think it's still not in concurrence with your relief day because your holiday moves but your relief day doesn't. So if leave in conjunction in that scenario, I think would be Tuesday. But if you really wanted to protect
you would have to take Friday through Tuesday
to protect it,
or Friday to Monday to get that Saturday off, to guarantee that Saturday off.
leave in conjunction with relief day, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'll pull up language and we could touch on it again next week too, so that I have the specifics. So, don't at me if I'm wrong. I'll correct it if I'm wrong. Yeah, like how dare you? But I'll pull up this for the purposes of this. I did not pull up that, and sometimes it's funny how you could be talking about one thing. It is. You could be talking about one subject and then remember like 20 other things with that subject that go down other paths that you don't think of until the moment of, So
right.
And X days count like leave days when it comes to the relief day and holidays.
Yes.
They're using an X day.
Yes.
It's the same rules as it applies as the same as rules as annual and sick leave.
Yes, and
yeah.
I know there's not a lot of people, well maybe there is. I don't know, maybe there's more now. There's like 5 people off in my office on Mondays. And a couple of them have used that DACA G. And one of the times they got pretty mad because they wanted the pay. And I'm like, then why did you write and ask for a DACA G to get that day of annual? But it's not with the provisions of that. It's not like an X day where it shows you an X day balance on your pay stub. It will plus you an extra day of annual.
Yep.
which I actually think I like that more than the X day, because at least it's not sitting there and like right now, once we get into this Christmas overtime period stuff, beginning of the guarantee year stuff, you can't use previously earned X days unless it was earned in the same pay period. You can use a previously earned annual leave day from,
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Labor Day.
It carries over, and it's not doesn't have a time
Yep.
limits on it.
Yeah.
Yep. So
The same way.
any X days that you earned from October 4th, October 3rd or earlier are locked until December
27th.
Yes. I was just looking at the calendar just to make sure.
Yes. So
that leads us right into Christmas overtime.
yes, it does. So the 2025 Christmas period for rural carriers begins Saturday, December 6th, which is week 2, pay period 26 of 2025, and ends Friday, December 26, 2025, week 2, pay period 1 of 2026. During this period, certain timekeeping and payrolls apply. Timekeepers, including postmasters, supervisors, and other employees responsible for rural carriers and attendance recording, must become familiar with Article 9.2.h, Christmas allowance and procedures of Handbook EL 902, which is the contract. Each year, the Postal Service will release this bulletin that's located on the Union website, and it's Postal Bulletin 22687. This year it came out on October 16th, and it'll describe the types of compensation that rural carriers are entitled during the Christmas period, and then like timekeeping things for management and special rules that begin at the beginning of the guarantee year, which was October 4th, 2025, and it will continue through the end of the Christmas period, December 26, 2025. It's kind of nice this year because Christmas is actually included. We're making it this because there's been other times where it doesn't always end up that way.
No, because
Yep.
as people, and it's always the first Saturday of December, and it goes for 21 days, 3 weeks.
Yes. Yep. So hence why it starts week 2, and then it's funky. It's like a pay period and a half. Yeah. The preferred method of timekeeping entries is Rural Management Support System, which is RMSS, and it just like has exhibits in it. Overtime during the Christmas period, there's 2 different types of overtime. During the Christmas period, regular rural carriers are eligible for the following 2 types of overtime. A, FLSA overtime, which is Fair Labor Standards Act overtime, and B, Christmas overtime. FLSA overtime is paid at all times of the year, not just during the Christmas period. Regular rural carriers are paid FLSA overtime under 2 circumstances. Hours worked in excess of 12 hours in a day. If a carrier works more than 12 hours in a day, the amount over 12 is entered into daily overtime block on PS Form 1314. And then B, hours worked in excess of 56 in a week. These hours are calculated automatically when the total weekly work hours are greater than 56. No separate entries are required.
And that
So,
56
if you're-
hours, just sorry about that, Meow. That 56
No, you're good.
hours is all 6 days. So even if you're a 5-day a week K route, it does include 6 days. And I know this for a fact because I got screwed out of getting an X day because I went 56.37 hours and couldn't get my X day because of that working that Saturday. And I mean, I got paid the overtime for it, so I wasn't complaining. I ended up with the DAC of 5 and whatnot, but I really wanted the X day, so I was really screwed out of that X day. So yeah, it is 56 hours for all 6 days.
Yeah, and when you hit it, because there's been one time where I worked my K day and I ended up working Sunday like during COVID a few years back, and I did go over, And typically when that happens, your pay stub will say
Mm-hmm.
FLSA overtime.
Yes.
It's like it's bolded on there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's notated. So then and even like, let's say that you got like screwed on a Monday, and you worked over the 12 hours, then you would be getting that FLSA overtime there too. So then the second half is Christmas overtime. Christmas overtime is paid only during the designated Christmas period, which was again December 6th through December 26th of 2025 for the sake of this. And regular roll carriers are paid Christmas overtime under two circumstances. A, Christmas assistance. This is assistance provided by the regular carrier on his or her relief day. Christmas assistance work hours are entered in the Xmas Assist work hours block of PS Form 1314. So that's like if you came in and ran parcels for your route on your relief day. And then B, hours worked in excess of the route's evaluation is based on the total actual work hours for the week, not on individual days. And I'm going to read this again. Hours worked in excess of the route's evaluation is based on the total actual work hours for the week, not on individual days. For example, if a route has a daily evaluation of 9 hours and the regular carrier works 10 hours on 2 days and 8 hours on the other 3, no overtime would be paid. Even though the carriers exceeded the daily evaluation on 2 days of the week, they did not exceed the weekly evaluation. The weekly evaluation is 45 hours. The carrier worked 44 hours. And if you have questions about that part, see Handbook F21, which is the Time and Attendance Manual, Section 567 for overtime calculation when leave days are taken during the week and for routes when with an evaluation of less than 40 hours. These hours are calculated automatically, so no separate entries or calculations are required. So my route is a 45K. So if I work 40 hours on my 5 days, I will only get paid for my 45 hours, my normal salary like I would the rest of the year. If let's say that one of the weeks during the Christmas overtime period, I work 47 hours, then I will get paid my normal salary, and then I will get 2 hours of overtime. And I'll go over the overtime rate in just a second here. If like Josh is you're on a 48K,
Yes.
he has to work 48 hours in a week in order to get that. So if you're and same thing goes for the H and J's.
I can tell you the 10 years I've been on this route, I have probably gotten 6 hours of overtime during Christmas in 10 years.
Because this is the one time a year where management does whatever they can to make sure you don't go over your evaluation.
Yeah, that's
I stay under
right now.
I stay under my evaluation most of the time, and if I go over, it's a half hour here, an hour there for the week.
Yeah.
During Christmas.
Yeah. The first part, the Christmas assistance part, the people that are on H routes do not have the ability to do Christmas assistance because they don't have a relief day. But if you're on a J route, you would. And typically, like, you're 40. If let's say you're a 41J, so you work 44 hours, then you're getting 3 hours of overtime. So the overtime rate paid to regular FLSA Code B carriers is 150% of the carrier's regular rate. The regular rate is determined by dividing. Sorry, this is I remember. Sorry, I'm giggling to myself because there's like an episode that you guys did like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and
I know
Bill
exactly
was
what
going
you're
over this.
talking about. Yes.
And it was funny because
that was
he
not
was
the only
like-
time he brought that up.
No, because it's frustrating, and I'm gonna. Okay, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to chuckle to myself, but I could hear his voice saying it.
Me
So
too. You're
overtime
not
rate.
the only one.
The overtime rate paid to regular FLSA code B carriers is 150% of the carrier's regular rate. The regular rate is determined by dividing the total compensation received for hours actually worked by the carrier since the beginning of the guarantee year, not including overtime, by the total number of hours worked since the beginning of the guarantee year, not including overtime. This overtime rate is used for both FLSA overtime and Christmas overtime. So, for the sake of this right now, the beginning of the guarantee year was October 4th, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you want to go down that rabbit hole, you could go look at all your pay stubs since then, which is not very many, and write down all of your actual hours, not evaluated, not overtime, and determined what your FLSA overtime rate would be. And it can change. It can change from during these 3 weeks of the Christmas overtime period. And then to make matters even more fun, the overtime rate is used for both FLSA overtime and Christmas overtime. So because of the MOU for utilizing regulars on providing auxiliary assistance and working on Sundays, that is also FLSA overtime rate. So like yesterday, I went and I assisted on another route and worked, and I don't know what my FLSA overtime rate is right now because I haven't gone down that rabbit hole myself. So just remember that number is going to fluctuate. It's not a true time and a half.
Right. Well,
So
and we're discussing this with other people. For example, you help on another route.
yes,
Obviously, you do your route first. You come back, you clean up, and on paper, you say you did your route in 4 hours. Your daily
yes,
rate of pay is $300. Let's say you take that $300 divided by 4, which is $75 an hour, technically, in this scenario, which means you have $75 at 150%, which comes to $37.50, which puts you at about $110 an hour for everything that you're doing on that other route. In this scenario where you've only worked 4 hours for your route that day and then helped out elsewhere.
So basically, long story short, if you're one of
yes,
those that normally can run your route quickly, and so the less hours you work, then equals the more overtime that you would get under those rules. The higher
under
overtime rate is how that would
under
work.
assisting,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yes.
So technically, even though they have this memo, the you do also have that caveat of regulars helping on other routes. So okay. So replacement carriers designation 70, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79 are only entitled to FLSA overtime. For these employees, FLSA overtime is paid for hours worked in excess of 40 in a week. Regular carriers designation 1 FLSA A. Regular carriers whose FLSA code is A are paid for actual hours worked, not evaluated hours. They are paid overtime for hours in excess of 8 in a day or 40 in a week. So if you're like a regular, if you're like a newly assigned regular and you chose hourly over eval, you would get the overtime over 40, not eval. And then hours in excess of 40 in a week are calculated automatically by the system, so by RMSS. Auxiliary route carriers, so subs, RCAs, PTFs. This is really important to know if you are ever scheduled on an aux route during the Christmas overtime period. Carriers serving any auxiliary route are compensated at the hourly rate for actual hours worked during week 2 of pay period 26 and both weeks of pay period 1, 2026. So Christmas overtime period. During this period, carriers are not paid the evaluation of the route. And I'm going to repeat that again because it's really important. During this period, carriers are not paid the evaluation of the route. Overtime is paid only when the carrier exceeds 40 hours for the week. So if you're on an aux route that's 41 hours, because I've seen this happen before, and you're not, and let's say there's no mail during Christmas overtime, which has happened, then you're only going to be getting paid actual hours. And if you don't go over 40, sorry, not even if you don't go over 40, you are getting actual no matter what.
Yep. So, I mean, if you're on a little baby ox route, like we have in our office, that's evaluated at 2.67 hours a day, and
Yep.
most of us at the time, I mean, would run it within an hour, hour and a half total, because it's a baby route and it's Christmas overtime, you're only going to get paid that hour and a half.
Yeah. Now, if it's an aux route that is getting the volume and it still hasn't reflected in the eval of it, it could be in your benefit where, it's a 10-hour, or sorry, it won't be a 10-hour. Let's say that there's a 20-hour aux route and it probably should be like 30. Then that does work in your benefit.
Also,
Christmas,
keep going.
Yep. So Christmas assistance. Christmas assistance is additional services provided on a rural route during the Christmas period. For regular rural carriers, Christmas assistance applies only to assistance given by the carrier on his or her relief day. While a replacement carrier is assigned to work the full route. For replacement carriers, it applies to any assistance provided on a regular or auxiliary route during the Christmas period. Christmas assistance is reported in the Xmas Assist work hours block on PS Form 1314 for regular carriers or PS Form 1314A for replacement carriers. Regular carriers can perform Christmas assistance only on their relief day. Therefore, only regular carriers assigned to J or K routes may report Christmas assistance. Regular carriers assigned to route types H or M, the 1 mileage route, cannot perform Christmas assistance because these route types do not have a relief day.
And even
in accordance with
continue.
In accordance with an agreement between the parties, regular rural carriers may perform service on Sunday or provide auxiliary assistance on other routes in the office. This is considered FLSA daily overtime, not Christmas assistance. That's actually pretty funny. I didn't know that they put that in here. These are examples of Christmas assistance. A regular carrier comes in on his or her relief day and helps the replacement carrier case the route. A regular carrier comes in on his or her relief day and carries part of his or her regular route. Just part. A replacement carrier carries part of a regular route due to heavy Christmas volume. These are not examples of Christmas assistance. A regular carrier comes in on their relief day and cases and carries their regular route. That would be DACA 3 or 5 or what's the other one?
R.
Can't remember it. R. A regular carrier works 2 hours beyond the daily evaluation of their regular route. A regular carrier performs any work while assigned to an H or an mileage route. Okay. What were you going to say, Chris?
And I was going to say, even though we have that MOU allowing you to assist on other routes, if you are coming in on your relief day to assist, you still can only assist on your assigned route. Because that is your relief day, and they can only pay you for your route on your relief day.
That's your way of assisting, is that's you helping to free up a sub for something else another route they needed.
Yep. And we'll see what happens this year, because this will be my sub's first Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling I
feel like and a lot of this too is, and I hate to say this, there's contractual provisions again about scheduling the order consideration, the relief day work list, all those other sorts of things that we've gone over before. But ultimately, it is on management to manage this. And if there's a good manager, you would think, and I say this every single year, Christmas comes at the same time each year. So
I don't believe you.
come February, January, you should be hiring the subs, getting them all ready, getting them familiar with the office, and better about handling mail so that when Christmas comes and slaps us in the face, we are ready and that you are fully staffed. And but that is not the case.
All right.
The first Christmas that I worked, I had management decided they were going to have the subs come in and we were going to provide auxiliary assistance to keep the regulars under their evaluations or right at it.
Yep.
And it only kind of worked. It was a good. We had just gotten Amazon, so the subs we all had ours. We were all pretty happy about it, and management was able to manage things a little better. But that was the only time I ever saw it go like that. So
My
Well,
last Christmas as a
wait,
sub,
no.
I was the only sub. Nobody got any assistance because I was running an
Yep.
aux route and another route every single day. Now,
that's pretty much
I
going to be
think I-
what's
the
happening
one
now.
thing we haven't covered yet, and do you still have it coming up, is second trips.
Yeah, the only thing that I've gotten, I think I've gotten assistance a handful of times in the last 10 years. But when I was in RCA, when I first started, they would schedule so starting Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You would come in, you would chase route, and then carry another one, and then the regular would come in and work their route that
Well,
day.
how we did it when I first started in my old office is subs would come in to run parcels. We'd take big, extra parcels off of other routes. We'd run 2 or 3 routes worth of parcels, and then as it got into like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we then would once we got done with parcel routes, it was very common for us to pull down a section of another route that the regular carrier left, and we would then go run that section of that route as well. That's how a lot of us learned other routes, was running sections of routes during Christmas overtime.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's insane. You would come in, you would case the one route for the carrier, for the one route, and then you'd move over to another route. They'd send that regular home and you carry it. They also did have people come, some RCAs come in and just run parcels and possibly take a section like you said you did in your office. When you have 70 plus routes and 40 subs, you can afford to do that. You know what I mean?
So it isn't.
That was. Go on.
No, you're okay. I'll let you finish your thought. I'm sorry.
I would say, with more 60% coverage, you can afford to rotate like that and send the regulars home or have them come in later to offset. Nowadays, you can't do that.
We don't have enough subs.
Last year as a sub,
we
you were the
don't.
only sub, and you were holding down a route.
My first Christmas
Or
as a
two.
regular, I didn't have a sub, so yeah, that's how that went. But no, second trips.
Okay, so important items to remember: roll carriers during the Christmas pay procedures. Hours entered in the daily overtime block are always included in the actual week hours. Hours entered in the Xmas Sys block are never included in the actual weekly hours block because it's an overtime rate. Carriers on auxiliary routes are paid for actual work hours, not the route's evaluation during the Christmas period. During the period from beginning of the guarantee year, October 4th, through the last day of the Christmas period, hours code 087 cannot be entered on a time card unless there is a corresponding. Oh, and that's about X days, and I'll go over that in a minute too. If actual hours exceeded 56 in a week, there's different codes for that. If a regular roll carrier works his or her relief day and serves his or her assigned route, this is not reported as Christmas assistance. It would be the DACA codes. And then second trip is not allowed during the Christmas period. Now, not in the term of you actually going out and doing a second trip. If management's instructing you to do that, then you need to. The pay of the 3 minutes a mile will not be calculated that way. All of the hours that you're working are going into that evaluation, which could be good, could be bad. And I'll let you go over that more, Kristen.
All right. Also, if you're in a POV route during the Christmas overtime and you have to run a second trip, you do get that additional EMA mileage. You just don't get the 3 minutes a mile for the second trip.
Yeah.
But you do get the additional EMA for those miles that you traveled. Also, let's cover how that would be done under Rex, because it's been a
Kristen,
bit. Yes.
Yes.
just please change gears. The EMA, is that still anything over 40
Yes.
miles?
Yes.
Yes.
40
Okay.
miles for the
Right,
day. Yes.
Right. I just wanted to throw that out there for the ones that weren't sure.
Yeah, the short ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about. I mean, our one POV route's 95 miles, so I don't even think about the 40. But yes, it is a
Yeah.
minimum 40 miles a day. But yeah, so if you go over the 40, if you're normally, if you have a 20-mile route and a second trip's 10 miles, that's 30. You're not going to get the additional EMA. If you're going over 40 for the day, you will get the additional EMA. So for those on
Just make
routes
sure
that are 40 miles and over, you'll get the additional EMA.
and I would still, I just get in the habit of notating it on your trip sheet on the 4240, or if you're just providing auxiliary assistance, making sure that you're writing that on your Greek card, EMA total this many miles. But if you're writing, hey, I did a second trip, I know that you can talk to management, but just notate on there additional trip, 40 miles, or so, let's do another 45 miles EMA, an addition, plus addition, because normally if you're on a POV route and you sign that trip sheet, it will automatically pay it unless management has to toggle it to say otherwise. But just make sure that you're notating it and keeping that documentation so that it's thorough in that. Even if you don't think that you're going to go over that 40 miles, even still writing that on there, just so that it's record that and it's a reference point for you to go back to also, is good.
Right. And the reason I brought it up is because your daily trip for EMA is 40 miles. So even if your route is 15 miles total, you're getting paid 40 miles for the day.
Yeah. So the RX scans, if you are making like second trips or if you're doing parcel runs for routes, so let's say you got like a handful of parcels that are ready to go. And I'll preface this before I say this. I know that it's Christmas time. I know that it's your brain is just get those parcels done, get back to the office to case. Whatever it may be, it is still very vital. RX is 52 weeks of data, and and that includes Christmas and this Christmas overtime period. So let's say that you have a half a hamper or whatever, you have a gaggle of parcels that you're going to go and you're going to run. Make sure that same thing like you were doing your normal route. You hit start load, start pushing that hamper out to the vehicle, load all those parcels in, and push that hamper back into the designated location, and you hit end load vehicle. If you're making, like, let's say you have some giant Christmas present boxes that you're delivering, and you're having to make 5 trips and you can't carry one at a time. Or sorry, you can only carry one at a time. You can't carry multiple in one go safely. Then you would deliver each one and make sure they're all scanned as you're delivering them. And then you would hit, when you're done with all of that, delivering them, you will hit trip to door, RX scan, trip to door, and it'll ask you how many trips you made, and you will enter 5 as your total number of trips that you made. If you are doing like a parcel run in the morning, because management instructed you to do so, the start load and the end load are the most important. You will not hit depart to route until you are fully going out to deliver the route. But if you need to access all of the RX scans, because for whatever reason, like let's say maybe there's a giant carrier pickup or heaven forbid, not that, but and you want to access that trip to door scan, you need to go into the RX menu, and then you're going to go to the 3 lines at the top right corner, the hamburger menu, and then you're going to scroll down and you're going to go to show all activities. show all RX activities, and it will unlock all of the RX scans for you to have. Now that it won't prompt you through each menu like it will normally. So just remember, if you end up having to do that, that you've done that. Or if, like, let's say you're out there and your scanner dies and you don't want to have to clock in again, go to show all activities, and then it'll show it like that. You can show all the scans like that.
Now, second trips after to do once you return from the route, you're still going to do the normal way, end of return to DU, do your end of shift duties, then PM casing, and then run your second trip.
Start, load, and load.
Well, yeah, the start, load, and load, and then run your second trip. So that's still going to stay the same, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Just PM case, start, load, end load, and then whenever you get back from doing that, all you got to do is sign out, leaving, and dock your scanner.
Clock out.
And clock out.
Because the PM casing just stops the clock on the end of shift duties. So that time between PM casing and clocking out, however long it takes you, is just going to count towards your time worked for your weekly hours.
Yes. Yeah, the time, like, if you just think about it, like, I had when I went regular, just times ticking, and it could be good, it could be bad. I have a lot of, like, little mini second trips that I do for Express for one of my businesses, and they're not very far from the office. So it's kind of bad in my case. But if you're like a 41-hour route and you know that you're going over evaluation, and you have those second trips, then you could get compensated maybe a little bit more than you would have as second trip time. It just depends on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, in my case, second trips in general for me are not worth the time, because my route at any given time, I'm only a few miles from the office. I think the biggest second trip I've ever done was 11 miles. Most of them usually 3, 4, 5 miles total. So to me, that's really not worth 3 minutes a mile. And we're what we consider the back half of my route, which technically like the back third, really. I'm less than a mile from the post office. So for me, especially during Christmas time, because I know how my people order, as we all do, there are plenty of times, or even on normal heavier days or day after holidays, where when I'm ready to go to the back half, I just beeline up to the office real quick, pull in, hit start load, go grab those parcels, load up the truck and load, and then drive the mile back to where I left off, and then continue the back half of the route. Because honestly, it's really not worth the time. I mean, the last second trip I did literally was 4 miles round trip for 6 packages to one address. It took me longer to unload them, because they filled the truck because of the size of them, than I actually got paid to do that second trip. So, again, that's your decision. I mean, like our POV route, second trips, are they worth it for him? Absolutely. I mean, his first box is 9 miles from the office. So you were already making bank before you even get there, And so, again, second trips, that's management's call in general, whether they're going to have somebody else deliver them for you, or you're going to do a second trip. So,
yes.
And the union feels, as we've all seen over the last several years, the union feels that second trips are done at the end of the day after the route and end of shift duties are completed. The 6 to 9 play really should not be for regulars. If they want to bring RCAs in and have them run packages in the morning, that's completely up to them. Just, remind the RCAs that, hey, make sure you're logged into the proper route on the scanners and that you are doing those rec scans if necessary.
Yeah, and if you know that they're not being done too, like, approach management and be like, hey, I saw that you guys ran parcels for my route. I appreciate that you guys did that, but can you guys show me that you guys did the proper RX scans so that I know my route's getting the credit? Because management might have had the sub take it for 3 different routes, and each one of those routes deserved to have load time for each set of parcels.
Oh, I agree.
So just be mindful of that. I'm trying to think of anything else. The second trip thing, I always forget about that until, like, the day comes. And they don't mention it in that document it's only in one spot.
Yeah.
if you guys wanted to look at the document that I was reading, it is a postal document, but the union has it on their What's New page, and it'll be under the Christmas overtime procedures. It's usually we still have like 2 different versions of it printed on our rural union board in my office because most of it doesn't change. It's just usually the date range of like when the guarantee year is and when the Christmas overtime actual dates and pay periods are. And this one actually included the MOU, which was fascinating to me that they caught up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, we actually do include it. Surprise to me. We don't know like how Christmas is going to be this year,
You know,
and I know, yeah, we never really know. I mean, it's like I told you like I feel like my flat volume's up, but I know for sure my DPS letter volume is up, which
I
is
feel
interesting.
as if mine is too, especially this past week. It was weird. I
Typically-
mean, yeah,
Typically, flats will bottom out in the next 2 weeks.
yes.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get the memes of where did all the flats go, and then come December 27, release the flat, release.
And that's when you get all the seed catalogs for all the gardeners
Yes.
and farmers.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. In fact, I just
Yep.
had one too, so
Oh.
they are starting to come out.
Yeah, I had one too the other day. I was like, dang, we're ahead of the game. We briefly already did touch on this too. If for instance you ended up if you had earned an X day before the beginning of the guarantee period, October 4th this year, you cannot use any previously earned X days from October 4th through December 26th. If you earned an X day because, you were mandated to work your relief day and you earned an X day, you can use it within the same pay period. Otherwise, management's going to have to convert it, and then it ends up becoming time and a half
Yeah, it just reverts
for you
back,
working that day.
reverts to a DAC of 5.
Yeah.
Which
Yes.
I am that's how I've been notating since beginning of October. Well, after I got back from Italy actually.
Yeah.
Any K days that I've had to work, I'm just like, you know what? I don't need an X day for anything right now. Just pay me the DAC of 5 because I am not on the relief day work list. And, we'll call it good. If I need to have it as a 3 because I have something coming up that, within the same pay period, then I'll do it. And it's no big deal. But other than that, yeah, I'm just like, you know what? Just give me the 5.
Yeah.
I got in Monday and because I had worked last Saturday as well. And in my remarks, it had 3/5. Like, which one do you want paid? And I circled 5.
Like,
I remember,
what the heck?
yeah, I was like, oh, because normally, it's just a 3 anyways, because I'm not on the relief day work list. But at this time of year, and I already told her, I said, yeah, just pay me a 5. I don't need an extra day off unless something comes up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take the money right now. I'm trying to catch up on finances after vacation.
You'll have like managers who like wanted to get the carriers to like use their X days, and the carriers decided, oh, I'll use it like around Thanksgiving, or like other managements thinking like, oh yeah, it's a win-win, right? But then managers go in to go enter it, and it's going to get rejected.
Yep.
So even though that memo that I'm reading, that bulletin, they know like it's sent to them. Pretty sure it's sent to them every year.
They
It
just
doesn't
don't
change.
think
So
about it when it's, mentioned.
they don't even know what the guarantee year is.
Yeah. Pretty much. And of course, city has their own rules with how their Christmas time works. Also, on the rural side, now this is another big one I've seen pop up. We do not have blackout dates ever
Yeah.
for leave. That is specifically a clerk
in city.
and city carrier crafts things. Rural carriers do not have blackout dates. If there is a sub available, there should not be a denial.
Yep.
And if you get a denial and there's a sub available, you know what to do.
Yeah.
I'd say give it a civic
You
night
know it.
regardless of the reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them prove there was no sub available anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so we do not have blackout dates, no matter what management wants to tell you, and especially if you are a newer regular or somebody who hasn't paid attention too much or is just finally trying to educate yourself.
Yeah. Or you got a manager who just became a manager and they only know city stuff.
Or
Tell
clerk
them,
stuff.
nope, we have no. If there's a leave replacement available, then a rural carrier can take leave
Any time of the year.
when they wanna.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have like so the city carriers, I think, and the clerks too. They have like their calendar where they bid out
Mm-hmm.
like their leave and all that, and then they can take incidentals or whatever. I think is what it is.
Thank
Yeah, we ain't got that.
gosh. I am so glad we don't have that.
Yeah.
And that's what the
Yeah.
Yeah, and even
importance of what, initially was supposed to be and how it was. Unfortunately, we can't keep the people to keep it that way, of having one sub per route, regardless of the route classification. Every rural route's entitled to have a leave replacement assigned to it. That's the whole point of that.
Yep.
I mean, is so you can take your leave at your will.
Yep.
I knew someone that was on an ox route that had a sub.
That's how it works. So, but I think that's it
I think
with
so.
it.
If we
Yeah,
miss
without me
something,
going into the
we'll
weeds.
follow up next week. But
Yeah. The only thing I know
Yeah.
for sure is leave in conjunction. That was one.
Yeah, that was the only, in conjunction, with the of the holiday. The
Yeah,
only thing we had to
with the
double
holiday and
check
your
on.
relief day. Yeah.
and we will look into that and see what is actually the rules for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I usually do get Christmas overtime. Last year I think I didn't because I was 46K. This year I'm probably will end up working 46 hours and getting it. But
I'm a 46K too. I don't think I
yeah.
had. This will be my third Christmas as a regular, so I'm not sure. Also,
There is
pay period that started yesterday will reflect. So the paycheck from the pay period we are currently in is supposed to reflect the contractual general wage increase of 1.4%.
woohoo. The
And
pay tables broke 100K.
yes, they have, and
Yep.
also RCA's
Yep.
ARCs will also have their general wage increase. I think that puts the step ones up to 21.89, and the step
Yep.
twos, which is new this contract. So those RCA's that have 3 years or more, or approach 3 years or more, will get a dollar increase and be up to 22.89.
Woohoo.
Yeah. So, and I have my step increase
It's
on
exciting.
this week's check too.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Hell yeah! I like having
Yeah.
a couple wage. I had 4 wage increases over the last or over 5 pay periods. I'll take it.
You know what you should be doing?
Mm-hmm. One of those is because my
Bumping up
route
the
went
GSP.
back up to a 46. So that's one of the little bumps. Was getting my hour back, and then
Yep.
the cost of living adjustment, and then my step increase, and then the general wage.
Yep. Someone told me a long time ago, every time you get an increase, up your TSP 1%. That way you won't miss it out of
Yep.
your check.
Yeah, I have yet to do that. It is
Yeah,
good advice, though.
I
always think
If
about
you can
it.
do it,
It is.
yeah.
Well, like I said, you're
I
not
wish
going
I
to miss
could.
it. You
I
know,
will
every
miss
time you
it.
get an
Oh, I
increase, if you
would.
do it,
Some of us would miss it.
if you do it now, I'm saying if you did it right now, 1%, this increase is 1.4%. So you're still getting almost a 0.5%.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what
not
you
gonna
actually
But
could.
you got to
You know what
remember,
would be
You're not
Mr.
gonna miss it.
Table 1, us in Table
Yeah,
2.
table 1,
Hey,
sir.
hey, I'm still Poe also.
Okay.
So you know what you could do is like come February when we get our back pay, you could increase the percentage up then so that a chunk of the back pay goes into TSP, more of it, and then
you can
reduce it
always,
back down.
yeah, I was going to say, and then reduce it back down.
Yeah, but
I got bills to pay.
I don't know if it.
yeah, I do too. I know.
I'm not
I
going
was
to
like,
say it
I
won't
need
work,
it
but
too.
I don't know if it would on the back pay.
Yeah, when it would go in there like not taxed. I don't know. Anyways, I need it to pay bills too. So
Trust me, I understand.
Yeah.
I have that additional monthly withdrawal coming out now for incarceration through June. So yeah, I kind of need
Mm.
that
Oh
extra
no.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that extra $300 a month
Milk
coming
it.
out right now.
Like here you guys go. So, but I'm trying to think of anything else
I can't
because I
think
know
I,
of
like I said,
anything.
that document's pretty good. It covered a lot of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that we knew, yeah, and then like we said, the next holiday coming up is Thanksgiving,
Next week.
and I took off the Saturday after Thanksgiving because my release day is Friday, so I'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
I've already been mandated to work that Saturday.
Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, nope, I don't
I'm no
want to.
longer the low man on the totem pole as regulars. I'm third from the bottom now and fourth from the
Yeah,
top. I'm kind of in the middle, but I am still the low man on the totem pole for Saturday K days.
I think I'm 22nd in seniority now.
Ooh, I'm
Out of
fourth. I'm fourth.
yeah.
And yeah, but I'm still the low man for Saturday K days. So yeah, I'm working the 29th. And I know it's happening because well, I'm not necessarily being mandated. I was asked, but more than likely I would have been mandated. So I just said, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. I have, as of right now, I have not been asked to work this next Saturday. So I'm thinking the other regular is working Saturday, so they can then take that X day and take the day after Thanksgiving off and have a 5 day weekend, as they're well known to do throughout the year. That's what I think's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
wouldn't it be a shame if management mandated their X date on Wednesday?
Yeah, unfortunately, my management would not do that for this particular
I I
person.
I know, I know. I'm just saying it'd be a shame.
Hey, last Saturday, 3 regulars worked so this person could have their K day, okay?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
The math's not math for me, but wow.
And I did tell,
Excuse me.
and Monday was kind of cold. We only had a high of like 33 here Monday. And yes, excuse my language, people, I bitched out and got the LLV delivery window cover out and that on my truck.
Hey, that's fine. That's good. You got to do what you got to do. You
Yep,
got to be
yep. I'm
comfortable
out
when
there
they're
loading, going,
delivering.
wow. And I'd only wore my thinner hoodie, my zip up hoodie I got from Lake Tahoe when we went to Reno last year. And that's all I had on with, my long sleeve t-shirt. And I was like, it's mighty chilly. Can I get that? And then it was still chilly because I wasn't used to the temperature. All of a sudden, boom, drop. And so I was notified I had a misthrown parcel. And I passed the office going after my first route. At first hour of the route, I drive right past the office. So yeah, I know I don't want to hear it about them texting us, but I don't necessarily reply. I'll look at it and be like, okay, well, at least it's for the back half. And I'll stop and,
Yeah.
I'll stop and grab it on my way past the office. I'm not going out of my way. And I was like, I'm kind of glad I had to do this because then I could run to my car and grab my warmer hoodie.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I know we haven't had any real true snowfall yet. What little bit we did was gone within a couple hours, and we've had little flurries here and there, but it's a coming. I'm not looking
Yeah, I
forward to
actually
it.
had some of that stuff the other night.
We had some flurries earlier today. All right, guys, before we just start flapping our jaws and carrying on, we will. Hey, I told the supervisor too. I said because the city carriers hardly use their window covers for the LLVs. I said I'm taking one from one of the city trucks, and she looked at me. I said because mine is really scratched up because it obviously didn't get put on right a couple different times and come flying off and got dragged down the road.
Mm.
She's like, "Oh, so you need a new one ordered?" I'm like, "If you would, that'd be great, please. Thank you." And then, the hard plastic slides for the cases to mark in the cases, the colored ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our office has like really never used them since I've been in this office, and I learned on them and color coding system, and so I don't know, there was a box from a retired carrier or something that got sent to us that had a bunch of them, So I took of them, but it was all funky colors because I couldn't color code right. So I guess my sub, who had learned my system with the slides, who's now regular, wanted some more and certain colors, and so she come around and asked. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. If you get me, green, more yellows, because I'm definitely don't have enough yellows because I've been using white and oranges where I should have yellows. I said that'd be great. I said, I'm good on red. Got
Or
plenty of red. Those came in yesterday. Can you believe how happy I was to have? And she even a new color chart to fill out to put on underneath the plexiglass on the desk of the case. And
Wow.
yeah, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I can get these all done up. And then my new labels came in, so I got brand new labels that I need to do hopefully this week.
I
Yeah.
would see you glass on your case, but I actually have that now too.
I was gonna say you just now got that because you're in the.
Yes,
You
I
got
know.
DC.
fancy.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I said. I just got that as of yesterday.
So, it's been a decent couple weeks. My truck came back. It's running awesome. I can't complain. The heat
Rubbing it in again.
works. Yeah, well, I did 4.5 months of musical vehicles, so I'm good.
Yeah, vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy my truck's
Oh,
back.
I did actually see the two NGDVs in the parking in the far end of the parking lot.
So I was speaking of NGDVs, and if anybody else has heard, the tires that they put on those, they only last about 1,500 miles.
Oh.
Lynette's already had
Oh,
2 sets put on her truck. It's got just over 6,000 miles on it now, and the ones that are on it need to be
Ooh.
replaced.
now, I don't
I
know which
wonder if
vehicle
it's
it was, but I know
weight.
talking with one of the team members, or the transition team, they were one of the vehicles they were talking about. Come Michelin tires on it.
Hmm. I don't know. I was happy with all brand new tires on mine too, and I looked, so I'm like, oh, those are new. Those are new rims
Yeah.
too. Wow, I was even more thrilled. New tires
Yeah.
for the winter. Yay.
Yeah. Seriously.
And then I thought for sure when the sub had cleaned my truck out before VMF took it when through the rod through the oil pan, that I thought he did something with my tray dapper. My
Hmm.
postmaster, was it last year sometime, went through and bought if anybody wanted tray dappers, just the red ones for the DPS trays. If anybody wanted them, get one. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take one. And then all of a sudden it disappeared, and I thought maybe he took it with him to, the other routes that he went on and between the aux route and going regular. And nope, when my truck came back, there was my tray dapper sitting on the tray. I'm like, oh, that's where that was.
Oh.
So I got that back too.
Hey, you're lucky it didn't disappear.
Oh, I know, right? That's why we pulled my shelves before it went. That was the first
Yeah, you
thing they
knew.
did was they pulled them shelves out. In fact, the postmaster pulled the shelves out and put them in the back of her car when before the tow
Like,
truck
don't
Wow.
came.
take them.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. So we're gonna wind it down now, so we're not rambling anymore, and you guys going, "What the hell are you talking about now?" So, because we could ramble on and on, but we're not. So, Josh, your final comments for tonight?
Um, just be safe out there. As we alluded to earlier, the weather is changing for good or bad. So layer up. Uh, just take your time, do what you need to do, get it done. Don't get overwhelmed. If you do, take a step back, take a deep breath, and step back in. Have a good week. Meow.
Well, thank you guys. Hopefully, Christmas is not crazy and we can get managers to hire people.
We have
uh,
We'll be
one
onboarded
and
going.
before
and
Yeah, we have one going through Academy this week.
like, please,
we can
please,
get them
come on.
onboarded before next Christmas.
Yeah, seriously.
Maybe.
If this is your first Christmas, please hold on. It's each Christmas sometimes is different. There's similarities, but like Josh was saying, don't get overwhelmed with it, and take it day by day. And sometimes it may feel overwhelming, but just do what you can. Go, don't hurt yourself. You still need to stay safe, and because you still do need to go home and be with your family, and don't let the stress of this beat you down. And hopefully it's a good Christmas. Hopefully it's not a super insane one. But again, I'm still in that vein of there's EAP if you need any counseling help. The phone number for EAP is 800-327-4968, and it's 800 EAP for you. Again, it's 800-327-4968. You can go on to you can just Google USPS EAP if you want to, text a counselor. Or, it's it, sometimes the holiday season brings out, different emotions, and this job doesn't always help with that. So just reach out to them if you need anybody to talk to. So, and please take care of yourselves. I know it's darker. We're in headlamp time at night. I know I used my headlamp couple times this last week. So make sure those batteries are fresh, and that they're let management get you a new set of them. But just make sure you're going home safe. So, but thank you guys, and yeah, Kristen.
Thank you guys. Yep. So basically, that was Christmas OT in a nutshell and how holidays are supposed to work. You can find most of that information under, you said it was Article 11, correct? For holidays.
Yes, article. Yep, for holidays.
And then 9.2 point whatever for Christmas overtime. Plus the F21 time and attendance.
Yeah.
So definitely, you get a chance, go read up. So if management's trying to do something funky, you can say, nope, this says different. You can't do that. That was always my favorite thing to do. But yes, the weather is.
Here it is in black and white.
Yes, this says right here. You're the higher up bosses of you agreed with our people, and they say you can't do that. So no, you can't do that. But yes, the weather is starting to change. We're already halfway through November already. Oh my, oh my. This year is going by fast. But on that note, guys, take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. Stay warm. Dress in layers if needed. If you're still in warmer weather areas, well, I'm happy for you. Because it's getting kind of chilly over here anyways. But yeah, so take caution, if you are in those states that normally get snowfall that if you haven't seen yet, make sure your vehicles are prepared. Whether your government vehicle or POV, make sure you have what you need for the snow. You're in those, I know my postmaster mentioned getting out the shovels and the snow scrapers and whatnot. This year, I kept my puzzle weights in all year round. I didn't bother taking them out because that's something we don't have anybody to do that in our office. So, hit start load, drive it around, go load them up, bring it back, hit end load. It works for us. Or end of shift duties, that too. End of shift duty. If that's something you have to do on yourselves. But stay vigilant out there. I know firearm deer hunting season just opened up yesterday as well in Michigan. I'm not sure about other states, so that's one more thing we got to keep our eyes out for, hunters and deer running more than normal. But, guys, it's, Christmas is quickly coming upon us, and it is tough. We've all been through it. And if this is your first Christmas, guys, just stick with it. And if you're brand new and you're coming in at this time of year, if you can survive it, you've got it made. I mean, just remember that. There's always that light at the end of the tunnel. It only comes once a year, and you just have to get yourself prepared mentally for it if at all you can. I know there's so many other things that go on with everybody. Everybody has their own things they're dealing with outside of work, but just try to remember when you're walking into that post office, especially this time of year, that you're just focused on doing your job and getting it done as safely that you can. I'm not going to iterate, be safe out there, guys, because, you want to be home for the holidays with your families as well. So on that note, we'll be back next week, as usual. And yeah, take care, everybody.